All right, we're back finally with another Money Origami original. Hey, I hung up the other three cool ornaments, and there they are. The bottom one's the dodecahedron. This is the icosahedron, and this is really a stellated octahedron. So there's all three, and then today I've got a new modular superstar Money Origami original. And so here it is, 5 modules. Now I'm just holding the last module in place right now, so I can show you how to install the modules in a minute. Well, a little bit after the folding. So here's the module. No tape or glue, but to hold them together, we're going to use 2 paper clips per module. And it's pretty cool. The other side is pretty cool too. And even after you put the paper clips on, or you can glue them if you want, you can glue these large sides together, then you can still open it up and put stuff inside hidden, or you can put items in the little cubby, and the module stays together really nicely. I came across this. That's why some of the modules are a little bit distorted. They have extra folds. While I was designing some of those diamond modules, diamond ornaments, and so it's pretty cool. It's pretty easy, and if you're less ambitious, just make one of those modules from the start of the video, one of those ornaments from the start of the video, or all of them, or several of each. But this is pretty cool, and I think it led to the discovery of how to make the octahedron stay together by itself, because it's the same little lock here. Now we've got no extra folds in this module, and that's how we like it. So you can even add 2 more, and it just looks wild, you know. So I'll leave the experimenting up to you. You can make 5 or 6 modules, and you can have a lot of fun arranging them different ways before you tape or glue them together, or however you want. Well, I really wouldn't use tape, but the paper clips is great, and you can also glue them right here if you want with your water-soluble glue stick. And if you ever want to take it apart, you just throw it in some water, rinse it, and it'll just fall apart. So you can make these as gifts. They're great gifts, or really cool ornaments to hang up. I'm going to hang this one up along with the other one. The other 3 that I showed you, I'm going to put this one on the top. So what I did is I went ahead and drew a diagram, because I want to make some points about folding dollar origami with paper. So you can use 3" by 7". And if you have graph paper, there's some really nice features about it I'm going to show in this video. Now, if you have metric graph paper, it's 6 centimeters by 14. But either size graph paper you use, there's 28 units across, 28 squares across, and 12 squares vertical. Okay, so any graph paper, 28 by 12. And with the metric graph paper and these dimensions of 6 centimeters and 14 centimeters, you can get 4 dollar proportioned pieces of paper to work with. And if you use a ruler and then you draw out the lines with a pen, a nice ballpoint pen, then it helps you fold it and tear it to make the little sheets. And so I made these out of one sheet of metric graph paper. And by drawing the lines, it's way better than a paper cutter or scissors. And you can just tear them right on the lines pretty easy. And so it's really nice for practicing your origami before you go and spend the cash on the actual model. Or you can just make them out of paper, and they're going to look really cool too. And you can color them before you fold it. Here's one out of 3x7 inch. And that's actually what we're going to make today because, yeah, I've already got all the dollars folded up to make my superstar money origami ornament. And, oh, incidentally, this is coming up on the time of the year when they have new $1 bills at the bank and $2 bills. Probably a lot of denominations, but coming up real soon. So if you go by your bank, tell them you're interested in, however many you need. If it's a small amount, you can probably just grab them during the season. And if it's a lot, I'm planning on getting quite a bit so that I will have lots of dollars to make new designs and models for the channel. I just, partly why I do this is so I remember how to fold them. I couldn't even fold a lot of my models without the videos. And so, I hope that you can fold the models. If anybody has any trouble, let me know. So this one is really simple. And if you draw it out on graph paper first, then you'll really understand exactly how it works really well when you go to fold it with your money. All right, hang on, we'll get started. So, oh yeah, one more note. When you're making it with the Federal Reserve notes, you want to check your borders on all the dollars you're going to use for the project and make sure they're real similar on the amount of border on the top and the bottom. Now, side to side, it won't matter as much, but I think that the bills they've been printing for a long time now are pretty good. And now you can make it this way, and the pattern will probably look pretty cool. You're only going to see about that much of it with the cubby down there, but that'll look cool too. We're going to do them with the George, and yeah, we might fold one with the dollar. What the heck. But I did want to show you why the paper was really cool. And if you get a hard surface and you draw it out on the graph paper on the hard surface with a ruler, and look how easy it is to make the folds. We're just going to tear this out really easily. And the bottom of the dollar scale paper, you just pinch on the lines you drew, and this is really really pays off drawing it out first. And look how easy that is. This hasn't been creased before. And you just, look how nice that is. And so I highly recommend some graph paper and drawing out the designs, at least just for fooling around. A lot of time, actually, I put into these things to make the videos. And incidentally, part of the reason why I didn't make this video sooner is last Tuesday, a week ago today, I got laid off from my job. And so that really bites it going into the holidays and stuff. And pretty disappointed in that company about that. It wasn't because I'm not good at my job. I even got to do some origami at work for my job. Uh, the thing is, they're really slow, and I'm not needed on a daily basis for production, which they don't really have much of right now anyway. So, they chose to lay me off. 5 projects now are on the shelf. It's 3 of them, 6 projects. 3 of them they were using don't work anymore, and well, the project I was working on is probably dead in the water. That's another one. And then I was training somebody on 2 other items. And so now that's dead in the water because I still supervised the repair lab while I did my other job, which was making manufacturing methods easier. So basically, what it is, though, it's based on the octahedron folds, the diamond ornament. And after you fold it in half, see, then with the money, then you fold this corner into the center line, lining up the corner to the center line and this point. And then what we're going to do for this model is we're going to fold in the other side the same way. See, so now we're going to do this fold to the center line. And see how easy it's letting me fold it? I mean, it's almost effortless with the lines drawn on there on the graph paper. So a scoring tool on a bill, that's going to be coming up in some videos eventually. So if you do it this way, though, instead of just folding the equilateral triangle all in one thing and then folding the leftover, if you do both ends first, and then when you start to fold this one over, see, well, those are the 2 actually that don't get continued. So we didn't make a mistake yet. Now you fold these open and you fold the other 2 points into the center. I mean, that point on the center, and making a point here. And I guess people that are only going to fold it with money are a little bit disappointed at the moment. So maybe we'll knock one of those out after this part. But the technique of the equilateral triangle is to fold it over along this raw edge here. And then you would fold that. But if you just make the point, just concentrate on the point with this edge at the top, and then you do the other one, same thing. And someone asked what I use to keep my hands dry. Well, now with all this winter setting in, my hands got pretty dry. And so I might have to get some of that cream that I recommended. And if I do buy some, I'll show it on the channel. So the point is, then you can do both of them into the center. And make sure that you get a nice point here before you finish the creases on both of these sides. That way, it goes all the way into using the whole dollar. If you just fold it like this, and then that, and then the leftover flap, sometimes it doesn't come out exactly a point on the end. And you would have to fold this open and fold that over to there. And so the equilateral triangle, I've got it in ninja stars and all kinds of stuff. And then after you fold the equilateral triangle, then you just do these other two as if you were going to start at the equilateral triangle and make these other folds like the octahedron. So I believe everybody's got this so far. Now these parts, we don't want any folds in there, and we don't want any extra folds anywhere else. So to make this valley fold, we take this point and bring it over to that point. See, leave this up, make sure that goes all the way in. Like this, we're pinching this one, and you bring it over here to that point, make this nice and lined up. And then on the inside, there's your fold right there. And you can just pinch it a little bit, make sure it's where you want. And then you can open it up, and you can crease it, however you want, the best you can. So that keeps it from having any extra crease. You bring this point over to here for the other valley fold. And you just pinch it underneath there, right along here. And so now we've got all our creases, except for right here at the end, we're reversing these. So it's a mountain, making it into a valley. So you just bring these two edges together and let that go down that way. Pinch right in here. Same thing on the other side. Push this in and bring these over. And it's nice and flat right then. And then with your valley folds going together, you just bring that around. You've got George right here, top of his forehead. And then these go in. Now one goes under on one side. And this is some really thin, cheapo graph paper. It was free. And then the other side goes on top. So this one goes under and that one goes over, or vice versa. And this is a lock I made that I designed, came up with for the octahedron. And there you go. There's the module. Pretty cool. So now to put it together, when you fold 5 of these, and then some needle nose pliers would be best. And then you need 2 paper clips for each module. So on the last one, you'll be installing 4 paper clips. And don't worry about if these come apart, because the whole thing can be opened while the paper clips are installed. See, so you've got your George head lined up, and you can open it up. When you don't have any extra creases and you just do a nice job, it stays together great. That was kind of hard to get apart. And then you just line up these 2 edges. And the reason why I say some needle nose pliers or hemostats, now these things are great. Then you can pinch it in there. And now you can even lay it down on a flat surface like this. And then with the paper clips, you can adjust it. So you just get it over the 2 edges there. And slide it on in. Now, you want it next to the creases on the metal of the paper clip. See how it's touching the edges as much as possible. And then you can with the paper clips you can line it up later. Now if you want, you can glue it together. You can put glue right along here and pinch them together and get it all lined up really well while you're waiting for the glue to dry, no problem. So glue is going to work fine, but then I can't make anything else out of it, so which I'm not really planning on taking this one apart. So then one goes up at this edge as well, keeping the metal of the clips right along this edge. See, with hemostats, it's just easier to manipulate the paper clip. So then you get another one. And these are just a little bit bent from already using them. If you want it tight, get some high quality paper clips. These are, I don't recommend these colored ones. They're not very good quality. But it was all they had at the drugstore. Went ahead of whim and bought some one day. Oh yeah, it was to make the stand for the UFO model. Now when I mention other models, I'll put them all up in the card icon in the upper right corner. So I'll put several up there. And I showed drawing the diagram for the most part with the octahedron model. But let's make sure you know what you're doing if you're going to draw it. So you get the center point, and then you count 7 squares units in from the end, and that goes up to the center. 7 in, up to the center, and then from that point up to the corner. See, and then you just do the opposite on the other side to get those lines. 7 in from that side, 7 in from that side. And then instead of completing the point on the bottom, you just line it up to the center, and then you only draw the bottom part. And so now it's like this. Kind of a cool little mess. So you could even make it into other stuff. And then also, if you make 6 modules, then this part will be flat here. So now what we're going to do though is reverse it back out. Like that. And you put these back together. And so one goes under and one goes over. And you'll see it is really pretty easy, just like in this video. Now that was one I was practicing on the diamond with, the probably the octahedron. It might have been the dodeca, you never know. And so there it is. It's pretty cool. You can't even see the paper clips. And so you can hang it on a string with some glue, or you can stick it in there. But now if you're gonna, you should probably use a little glue in there, or you could tape it on the back, because a lot of tape is easy to remove. But with the paper clips, or if you glue it, you just want to make sure these are all lined up real nice first. Now that one, the border's a little bit off, or I folded a little bit off, but that's pretty cool. And then the other side's kind of cool looking too. See, it won't have this on yours because that was a different model before. But I hope you understand. I mean, with making so many models and stuff, you really run out of medium sometimes. A lot of it gets ruined and then spent if you're using cash. So yeah, for the dollar, I mean it's the same thing. And so that's pretty much the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's do the dollar one from the back and see what shows up. So let's fold it this way and see what shows up. Get a glimpse into the model if you did it with the back of the bill. Has the star design on the outside. Anyway, so it's a really cool ornament. I've got a bunch of ornaments in the playlist. Yeah, so I've got a playlist just for ornaments. This one's going to go in there. And the other ones that are strung up at the beginning of the video, they're all in there. Plus a couple more. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to have to try to find another job now. I worked there 5 years. And the job before that, I was still working at it when I got the job that I just got laid off from. So it's unfortunate. So this is where the point goes. So as I was saying, you bring these over and you get the little point started. Bring this one over, get your point, and then do them both at once. So you get a real nice point here. And then crease from this point to that point. And these, it's a little bit more difficult working with the dollar and paper. And that way, if you practice first with paper, you know exactly what you're doing. Where you put your cold hard cash into it. Now, a lot of people have said that they, I mean, 3, 4, maybe a couple videos, and 2 people definitely told me that they, soak their money and then iron it out, and it makes it all like new again. So I actually haven't tried that. I need to definitely check it out. Now here's the part where we make the valley folds right here. And we just bring this point over to that point. Make sure there's not a kink here. And you just tuck that in a little. Bring it on over. Pinch it on the inside there. Do the other one. And so there we go. We did the module with the money and with paper and the diagram. I think everybody can fold this superstar, really cool ornament. Oops, I got one little spot I didn't watch out for. So then you bring these together, and you always want to go through the intersections of the creases that are available when you're making these ornaments, because you want them to look like downtown. My dad used to say that, factory, precision made. All right, and that's it. And you just get it together like that. You can definitely go over any creases, especially that one. And so it's going to say, God we trust. which someone mentioned stands for guns, oil, and drugs, or government oil and drugs. So there's the cool little module. And if you do have some trouble with it not staying together perfect, just switch around these two, whichever one's on top. So I'm going to put this one on the bottom now. And this one on the top. And it does make a big difference if it's looking a little sloppy. See how it actually fits better now? And so one way or the other, it'll fit better. And it's a cool module standalone. I mean, that's a neat shape, and it has a little thing you can drop something in. All right, so that's the video. It's definitely over now. All right, thanks for watching, sharing, liking, subscribing. I've gotten a few more subscribers lately, so welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy the videos and learn how to make the models. Anybody that shares them and sends them my way, it'd be a lot more fun if I can get a bunch more subscribers, because then I could actually watch the view counts and stuff. It's pretty fun. They give you a lot of cool graphics and things with the new YouTube behind the scenes. It's all new, really. They got rid of the old creator experience and they've changed it to the new one now. And it's pretty cool. It has a lot more features. They're still working on making it a little bit more easy to use, but it's definitely interesting. And check it out often. All right, appreciate you. Take care. Have a great day, and pray for me or something. Wishing good for even better job. Maybe less hours, and then I can make more origami or something. All right. Take care. Enjoy that model. Happy holidays. Bye.